These are the best audio settings in the brand new Warzone to help you hear your enemy's footsteps from miles away. You want to head over to your audio settings first of all and jump onto audio mix. Here you're going to want to pick between headphones and headphones bass boost. Now as a general rule of thumb, if you have a nice pair of headphones, stick with the classic headphones. If you're running something cheap, then pick headphones bass boost, as it'll help lift up those footsteps a little, as certain sounds can just get lost on certain headsets that don't have a good dynamic range. For speakers / headphones game sound, just make sure you pick the correct device that you're currently using. So for me it's the SteelSeries Sonar Gaming, and now we want to jump over to the most important section on here. Volumes. Make sure the master volume is all the way up to 100, then go down to show more and expand out the rest of the settings. Here you'll want to turn the gameplay music volume down to 0, so this doesn't interfere with important sounds. Then onto dialogue volume, put this to around 30, as there will be some important dialogue cues in the game that you will want to hear, so that's why we don't want it completely off, but the majority of it will just be completely useless, so you don't want it too loud either. Down to the effects volume. Crank that all the way to 100. These are noises such as gunfire and footsteps, so you'll want this as loud as possible. And then onto voice chat volume, you'll just want to make sure that this is around 40, or depending what you need to be able to hear your teammates. Then onto the cinematic music volume. This again is just a useless one, so make sure this is just completely off. And lastly, onto war tracks volume, make sure this is turned off as well, as you just don't need music blasting when you're trying to hear out for certain audio cues. Now moving on to the voice chat section. To be honest, last words voice chat, you can have this either on or off. I have it as on, as you can just get some funny reactions sometimes. You know, it's a game after all, so I do look for some amusement in it. But then onto proximity chat, you'll want to actually make sure this is turned off, unless you're using exterior software like Discord to speak to your teammates in, as otherwise people are going to be able to hear your whole conversation completely, and they might be using Discord or something like that, so they'll be able to hear you coming, but you won't be able to hear them coming, putting you at a pretty big disadvantage here. And then onto subtitles, make sure these are just turned completely off, as this can just distract you from important visual cues in the game. And lastly, onto functionality, make sure you turn mono audio off, as this stops any surround sound effect, giving you the same audio in both ears, eliminating any footstep direction. So you just turn this off so you can actually hear where people are coming from. Down to reduced tinnitus sound, turn this off, as it adds another low bassy sound into the game, replacing high pitched noise from concussions and flashbang grenades to a low, dull, murky noise, just making it harder to identify footsteps and gunfire audio. And then onto war tracks as a passenger, make sure this is turned off as well, and then Juggernaut music also wants to be turned off as well. But thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you did enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe for more no nonsense guides.